Hey guys, how you going? Welcome back to the Infield Guy. Today we've got a slightly different video for you. I'm just going to be doing a commute into the city from the Northern Beaches. I'm returning Super Meteor 650 twin back to Motociclo. Royal Enfield Australia and New Zealand were awesome. They loaned me a bike for a couple of months just to, do a bit of a review on and just get my thoughts. But yeah, today's video is just a commute from Northern Beaches of Sydney into the CBD and then on to Tempe. Hope you enjoy it. Alrighty, welcome back guys. Today I'm going to do just a commute into the city. I'm taking this beautiful Royal Enfield Super Meteor 650 back to Motociclo, where Royal Enfield have been kind enough to loan this to me for a little bit, and I thought I'd just do an updated sort of typical commute back into the city, where I don't often ride back in there too often these days, purely for parking's pretty shocking these days to get in there, and I'm working a lot more from home now as well, so it kind of doesn't make sense for me to ride in that much. I'll just grab the bus whenever I need to, which is much more sort of efficient these days. But yeah, today I'm heading from Queenscliff on the northern beaches of Sydney and heading into Tempe, which is close to Sydney Domestic Airport and just beyond the Sydney CBD. So the route today, there's going to be a fair bit of traffic. It's pretty much peak hour, so you'll see what an average commute from the northern beaches is like. But I'll be heading across the Spit Bridge from the northern beaches, heading south into the city, and up Military Road through Cremorne, Mossman, Neutral Bay, that area, up to the Harbour Bridge, over the bridge, and then I think I'll take the Western Distributor, come around the back of sort of Newtown towards Tempe. I know there's probably quicker ways to go through the tunnel, but peak hour in the tunnel, if you get stuck, it's not much fun. Anyway, we'll see how it unfolds, and if there's any changes. Looking at my maps already, I can see that there's mate, it's just red everywhere. But being on a bike, we can actually, a handy tip for anyone who's coming to Australia and looking to ride, or especially in Sydney, I'll show you which lanes you can and can't take during peak hour, because as a motorcyclist you get a couple of I guess benefits with lane choices. Effectively, the guy you can see in front of me, we can follow him all the way into the city. We can take the bus lanes, which is legal for motorcyclists. So we'll have a little bit of a look at that. A little bit of commentary along the way, maybe not too much, but yeah, overcast day today in Sydney. It's the end of Feb. I've just come back from my trip to Thailand. I'll have a video on that coming up pretty soon. But yeah, it's good to be back, but the reality sets in and it's not always great. But anyway, ordinarily to get into the city without traffic, if we were driving in from sort of the Manly area, I could do it in roughly I'm going to say half an hour, easy. But you can see here it's saying 1 hour and 5 to Tempe, and that's fair because it's beyond the CBD, and that's assuming I'm in a car, or it's taking the average of Google, so it thinks I'm either in a car, on a motorbike, or on a bus or public transport, so it kind of averages all those out. But I reckon we'll be about 45 minutes, something like that, hopefully quicker. Where are you guys watching from today? Let me know in the comments below. Let me know about your commute to work, if you do ride into work, and how long that generally takes you. And if you have a a group of mates that you ride in with, Or is it just a solo mission like I'm doing today? And it's cool when you get to the lights, like that guy on the scooter who just went past there. I might catch up to him, we'll see. But you sort of bunch up at the lights, because we can actually lane filter here as well, which means go in between cars when you get to the lights. So our scooter mate's up ahead. It's a little bit slippy this road here this morning. There's been a little bit of rain, but not too much. 80 kilometres an hour on this road. The Burnt Creek deviation, which leads to the Spit Bridge. Speed limit is 80 here. That's about the quickest we're going to get on the trip into work. There's some beautiful eucalyptus and pines through here. It's always quite damp, but you can smell those trees, and it's absolutely gorgeous to smell that on the way to work. Makes you kind of want to turn around and go home or go for a bushwalk, but hey, it's a little perk of riding in. So back in the day before COVID, this section of road used to be, back to that set of lights I just went through, used to be absolutely chock-a-block, completely gridlocked. But now I guess the advantage of people working from home is that the congestion on the road is a lot less, especially around this area. Not so much in other parts of Sydney, but we're kind of lucky. And so what you can see here, this red lane, this is a bus lane. So what this means is that it says here transit lane, T3, and it also says bus lane on the ground as well. But what that means is T3 is transit lane. So you basically need to have 3 or more people in your car, and you can use this as a lane for your bike or for your car actually. And I tell you what, it does cut out a lot of traffic. Depends on the time of day. A lot of buses will be stopping. We can't exactly filter through here either, so it does make it a little challenging sometimes, but it's all part of the ride. These big yellow buses here, the B1, the B-line bus that starts from about Mona Vale further north on the northern beaches and goes all the way into Town Hall, which is the centre part of Sydney CBD. They're a double-decker bus. They're pretty good, I tell you what. They would be responsible for a lot of traffic coming off the road. I catch it occasionally. If I'm sort of coming from out near that area a little bit. Gonna come in? No, you probably can't. Anyway, I tried. Yeah, so this used to be notorious, this lane, for, like I mentioned before, it's T3, so 3 passengers or more in the car, or a motorcycle or a bus. But people would scoot down here if they're running late for work, just with 1 person in the car, or a lot of the tradies who, just got their ute, can't even carry 3 people, most of them. And right on this left-hand lane here is where the police would just subtly park and just call you in and write you a ticket. But not today. Everyone's in luck if they want to roll the dice. So I was aiming to get into Motociclo in Tempe by 8:30, but I am running a bit late this morning. It says I'll get there about 8:45, but as we're on a bike and we can take the bus lane, we'll see if we can't shave a few minutes off that. So 8:47 it's saying. Let's see if we can get there by 8:40. the key here on the spit. You don't want to be sitting too close behind the buses, because they will slow down a fair bit when you're on a bike, at least anyway. So see if we can't keep the speed up a bit in this lane and jump in front of the yellow one at the front there. Like I said before, overcast today, but man is it humid. It's terrible. I've got a token sort of work jacket on, but tell you what, I'll be looking for some air conditioning pretty soon, or a fan. So yeah, the Thailand trip I just came back from. Wow. I won't give too much away because I've got some great footage to share, which will be a bit of a montage of a few days. You know, you get to a point when you're wanting to try and, you know, create content where you say, am I here for a holiday and a break and to enjoy this myself, or do I need to record and comment on everything? And, you know, I did as much as I could, but you'll see the outcome of it. But it was such a great trip. Beautiful country. I'm heading back there in April for a family holiday, so can't wait for that. That'll be great. So this area coming up here is sort of the Mossman, or is it Spit Junction? I can't quite remember. If you head off to the left at this intersection here, it takes you down to the beautiful Taronga Zoo, or Sydney Taronga Zoo, which overlooks the harbour towards the Harbour Bridge and Opera House. It's just stunning down there. So again, the advantage of having this bus lane is that you can take this as a motorcyclist all the way through to the city, but on a morning like today in peak hour, you do experience quite a bit of traffic from buses and taxis. But generally, you do get through a lot quicker. I've said it in some of my other videos too, but the Super Meteor 650 Twin is such a comfortable bike. Oh my god. I mean, ergonomically, you know, it's way different to the other twins. One being the Interceptor, a more upright kind of riding bike like the Classic, or, you know, that kind of style. And then there's a Continental GT, which is a cafe racer. But I mean, man, you can ride on this thing for days. I think it just lends itself to a, like I was saying on the Himalayan, which will be coming up in my Thailand videos. It just lends itself to a more sustainable riding position. So we've got all this red through here, all the way through towards the city. But the majority of that, like I was saying, it's one of the pitfalls on Google Maps. I guess if you can identify if you're in a bus or a motorbike or a bicycle or a taxi or whatever, or just a regular car, because it will kind of impact you, you know, in terms of the projected time. It's all on the algorithms. I would like to keep it going here more than about 40 k's an hour so I can get a bit of breeze. It's sneaky hot. But yeah, this is proper Sydney gridlock, peak hour, heading in towards the city. You can see the flashing lights up here on this sign, which kind of is not so much a contraflow, but allows all the buses to come through in the morning, and then it'll change over in the afternoon so the traffic can come the other way. There's a couple of lanes, dividers that move across. What's your ride to work like? Is it like this? Just painstakingly boring? Or is it a, you know, a more sort of wide open spaces kind of commute with nice things to look at? I don't mind this, to be honest. It kind of matches what's going on with my brain at the moment, which is just chaos, but it's a, you know, at least I'm not thinking about work. Well, I am actually, but, you know, not as much as I would be if I was on the bus. By the way, if you enjoyed this video, which is a revisit to the the commute, the Sydney commute. Check out this other one up here, which is a video I did with Stories of Bike and Transport New South Wales a few years back. See, there we go, we missed a few there. Which was called the Sydney Commute, or Commuting in Sydney, or the Sydney Commuter. And it was my exact journey of what I'm doing today on my Bullet. And man, that's going back some, 7 years maybe. The little Jimny. Man, I used to have a Suzuki Sierra, which was the model before that. A 1997 Sierra, I bought it brand new back in, 97. Oh, thanks, buddy. And man, they're a great car. A lot of people just look at them and go, oh, they look like fun. I mean, they are heaps of fun, but talk about capable. I used to take it up to Fraser Island a bit, and it would just skip across the sand. It was beautiful. Economical, had everything you needed. Loved it. I do miss it. It's one of my biggest regrets, is getting rid of that car. There's the old Oaks on the right there. Great famous Sydney establishment. May have been there for one or two. Maybe. This is always a bit dodgy, this intersection here. People scooting in and out to get to the bridge. Buses only, we can take this. See, we've got cyclists on here too. And we're catching up with our mates from earlier. Now this little Suzuki TU250, I had my own one of those as one of my first bikes. They look awesome, I think. They're a timeless sort of, classic, much like the Bullet. But, I think I made the right choice, the better choice. What do you think? So we're turning onto the Bradfield Highway here, which takes us down to the Harbour Bridge. A lot of construction going on here at the moment, like loads. I think they're just widening particular roads and giving better access points, but have a look at this, guys. This is peak hour. What do we got? 8:15, Sydney, on a Wednesday morning. Tunnel through onto the right. No, thank you. So we'll take the bus lane across and then peel off at the end. Or we might go through the city. We'll have a look. Not too windy today, looking at the flags on the bridge. And here she is, the old girl, the old Sydney Harbour Bridge. Okay, so we can take the bus lane again here actually. We might do that because it's going to be much more effective. Now, we're in the CBD, that's my work just there, my building, where I work at NAB. Here's a great little spot here, the Occidental. Well, I wonder what goes on there. $6 pints every day of the week. I definitely have been there quite a lot. Okay, so we're going to turn right on Market Street and we'll rejoin the, it's probably the Western Distributor, I think. Now the Sydney CBD a lot of it, George Street anyway, is now closed to traffic. It's tram only. We'll jump back into this lane, we're going to turn right. But so we've just sort of left the Wynyard area, and this is coming up to Town Hall with the beautiful Queen Victoria building up on my left up here, and the Sydney Town Hall, as you can see, straight ahead up there on the right. So I'm going to chuck a little ridey through here. Yeah, there's the QVB, it's such a stunning building, my God. And when you see an orange flashing arrow like that, it's an indication to say, yep, it's safe to turn over that line of traffic, but with caution. Look out for pedestrians, give way to pedestrians. So straight down towards the Anzac Bridge we're going. I don't think I really want to go over the Anzac Bridge, do I? I don't know. We'll see. We'll jump over into this lane so we don't get stuck doing that. Yeah, so I don't want to really go over the Anzac Bridge. Might get forced onto it. Want to try and go Piedmont way. So let's see what we can do here. Oh yeah, we'll go this way, Darling Harbour and everything. That's cool. That's what we want. Probably telling me to go the other way, but I want to avoid all that bridge traffic. It's just hectic. At least this way, it's a little bit more urban, a little friendlier to riders. And this is taking us over to Ultimo. I know a lot of you are saying, well, man, what the hell are you doing? You're not going the most direct way, but you know what? Whatever. You don't always have to go the most direct way. You can do whatever you like. Not much opportunity for filtering here, but we'll give it a little shot. And we'll turn left onto Harris Street. This is the Piedmont sort of Ultimo area. Sydney fish markets are not far from here. Some great old, great memories from around here too. There used to be a lot of awesome music studios in the Piedmont and Ultimo area, where I used to rehearse with my bands and record as well. Sadly, most of them aren't here anymore, but still got some good memories from them. So Harris Street sort of cuts across, I guess, the back end of Chinatown to the start of the inner west, really. Sort of lends itself towards Newtown and Broadway, back of Redfern and whatnot. Used to be this great place up here called Darling Harbour Studios, where I used to rehearse. Bands like Midnight Oil used to rehearse there. Keanu Reeves' band Dogstar used to rehearse and recorded there, I think, when they were in town, when he was shooting The Matrix many moons ago. Which building was it in? I think it might have been this one on the right here. And it was amazing. It basically, all of the rooms had different themes, and they were kitted out like with leftover movie sort of props and things like that. And it was just a really eclectic joint. Beautiful people there, made some great friends and some good music, good times. So this is coming back up to Broadway. Bar Broadway, there's a great pub there, may have had one or two there, may have. Played there a bunch of times too in bands. And this is the start of Broadway, which I was saying before, it's kind of where George Street ends, Broadway kind of starts, and then you've got Parramatta Road beyond, heads out to the west, the greater west of Sydney. So it's a pretty important link, and that goes for miles. Goes for absolute miles. So we're sort of at the back end of the CBD, heading up towards Redfern. I think this is going to send us straight still, which is fine by me. And we'll come back around the back way. It's only about 4 k's to get there. It's telling me 14 minutes. It's probably about right. But as you can see, this is traffic that's still beyond the CBD. It's leaving, right? But it's there's still enough of it. A lot of people, I guess, some going towards the airport as well. Don't get me started on the traffic to the airport. Yeesh, that is crazy. Remember just there used to be this great old Mexican restaurant, and one of the first bands I played in, it was this derelict restaurant this guy somehow secured the lease on and just lived in it, and it was like a jam kind of studio. It was wicked. And still had all the old like red leather sort of booths and Mexicano themed sort of cantina style thing. It's pretty rad. And we're gonna have to pop into here. Thank you, sir. Alright, so we've lost a bit of the traffic now. And the idea is, because Motociclo's on, if we were heading directly there, it's on the right hand side of the Princess Highway. We want to come from sort of around the back a little bit and sneak on in. So we'll work that out. Actually, let's go around here. And we can go up to here. I do love this engine, far out. It's pretty good. The old, well, not so new anymore, but parallel twin 650 Royal Enfield, beautiful. Just beautiful. Alright, so it's this way or 2 minutes slower up ahead. Well, it's kind of flowing up here, so let's go this way. Much more of a fan of traffic that's flowing than sitting there. So it's 8:44 arrival versus a reroute, and it's actually quicker. And this guy's just decided he's going to just spin around the middle of here. Good work, mate, on your fella. Oh well. Alright, no choice but to turn here, but that's okay. Peanut butter bar, what the hell is that? Love me some peanut butter. And guys, I don't know if anyone's considered the Super Meteor 650, but tell you what, I can definitely say, a lot of people think, 650, is it enough for me? But, Royal Enfield had the foresight many years ago to purely focus on the mid-segment, being from about, 250, 300cc up to about 750. And they own it. I don't care who you are, where you're from. They have absolutely crushed it. They're selling, 800, 900,000 bucks a year. And with quality like this, there's no surprising. But, yeah, the power and maneuverability of these bikes, the Super Meteor is amazing. They really are a beautiful bike. And they're perfect for, as you've seen this morning, for commuting. They're perfect for longer trips if you're wanting to tour on them. Get some panniers on there, and two up as well. Have someone on the back. But it really just is, and I think it's something around feet forward. Relaxed controls. My arms have got plenty of sort of maneuverability here. It just works. McAvoy Street. Another great street for Sydney and Australian music. Powerhouse Studios used to be out here. I'm pretty sure it is. Oh no, Stage Door. Stage Door's out here. Stage Door Productions. Shout out to Grant Dodds. Dodsy. Against all Dodds. If you're listening, mate. You're probably not, but anyway, hope you're well. Oh, this is a bit of a walk down memory lane for me. This is cool. And yep, if you've made it this far, I've totally gone completely around the crazy way to get here, but like I said, I don't care. And if you have made it this far too, I hope the audio is going okay. I've done a couple of videos now with this setup, and I mean, I like it. It's what's working for me at the moment. I know it's not crispy, crystal clear, but it's working, and it's a solution for what I needed at the moment, and I think I'm going to stick with it. And it's really just that old hack that I found on YouTube, which is an old Samsung Galaxy headphone set that came standard with a phone like a couple of years back, and you just chop off the earphone buds, put some foam around it, and chuck it in the old helmet, and away you go. Because the DJI Osmo Action 3 doesn't really have a great audio solution, no matter what you do. But yeah, hopefully this is going okay for you guys. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure having this bike. I really do love it. It's going to be sad to hand it back, but that's okay. I appreciate the guys at Royal Enfield Australia for the opportunity to have it, do a couple of reviews on it, and I'm going to hand it back now, and someone else can enjoy it for a little bit, and we'll see what ends up next in the garage. So let's just pull in here. I'm sure we'll be okay just pulling in to the side a little bit. And that's it, Motociclo. Thanks for watching, guys.